Hi everyone, Aidan here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Yakima SkyBox NX 16 rooftop box and seeing how it fits on the top of our 2024 Kia Telluride. So the NX 16 is a 16 cubic foot roof box and offers a pretty good amount of storage for the top of your Telluride. Now, as we're looking at this, just keep in mind that there is a larger version available, an 18 cubic foot version of this box. So if you like the way it looks and the way it functions, but you need more space, that 18 cubic foot version would be a good fit for the Telluride too. But a roof box is a great way to add storage to your vehicle, whether the back is full of passengers and you need somewhere to put their stuff, or maybe you just have some messier stuff that you want to keep out of the vehicle. I've used a roof box in the past personally for camping gear because all that stuff tends to get a little bit messy, and keeping it out of the vehicle is nice. It's a dedicated place for it. Plus, most of the camping gear like my tent and sleeping bags are pretty lightweight, so having that weight up on the roof isn't a big deal. Now to get the box opened up, you'll have a key that is used to unlock the handle, and you can open the lid. Now this can be done from either side, so whether you've got the passenger side or the driver's side of the vehicle more accessible, you can load that stuff up that way. And whenever you're putting this on the roof, it's easier to access the clamps on each side by opening that side. The clamps are a pretty simple system, and Yakima includes a torque tool to get those tightened up. So as you're getting it installed onto the roof, when you hear that click, you'll know that the clamp underneath is fully tightened to your crossbars, and the clamps can be slid back and forth to accommodate different crossbar spreads. You'll notice a small track here, and that shows that this clamp is about in the middle of where it can go to. It can go further in or out, accommodating a crossbar spread between 24 and 36 inches, which is great for our Telluride because it's working perfectly in that range. One of the things that makes operating the box a bit easier is the pull cord to close the lid. It allows you from the ground to hopefully be able to better reach that and get the lid to the closed position where it can latch. Now, if you can remove the key by turning it to the lock position and pull it out of the lock core, you'll know that all the locks have engaged. If you can't pull the key out, then chances are one of the three latches hasn't secured properly, and you'll just have to go around and pull on the lid until you feel it engage. Now, as far as some exterior dimensions of the box go, it's going to be 75.5 inches long, 35 inches wide, and 16 inches tall. So some things to keep in mind there. That's going to be about 16 inches that you're adding to the top of your roof bar, and that roof bar is already adding height to your vehicle. So you'll have to think about that when considering if this will fit in your garage. More than likely it will not. In other low clearance situations, you're going to have to watch out with that box loaded up. Now, if you go with the bigger size like I mentioned earlier, most of those dimensions are going to remain the same. You add about a ½ inch to the height, an inch to the width, and most of the length, or most of the added size is added to the length with about 8.5 inches added there. So if you have something like skis that you're trying to carry in your box, the larger size would probably be better for you because it would accommodate those longer ski sizes. The other thing to consider is hatch clearance. Like we saw earlier, there's plenty of room where we could adjust this box more and slide it forward or back however we wanted. But we've got tons of clearance with the hatch, and even if we had the larger box, we'd still have enough room. So both of those are going to be a great fit on top of the Telluride. Now, I know I mentioned weight capacity earlier, and when it comes to roof boxes, most of them are going to be in a pretty similar category around that 165-pound mark. But what it really comes down to is more than likely the weight capacity of your roof rack, because the box itself weighs about 47 pounds, and chances are when you take the weight of the empty box into account, the roof rack is going to be your limiting factor there. So just be sure you examine all your components, including your roof, and see what it can handle. Check your owner's manual, and be sure to not overload it. That's why I personally recommend putting lightweight things up here, sleeping bags, pillows, duffel bags with some clothes, things that take up a lot of space but don't necessarily weigh a lot. It's a good place to put it to help save some space in the vehicle. As far as construction goes though, it's going to be pretty standard for all roof boxes, ABS plastic, and this one feels pretty sturdy. There's some good reinforcement found inside the box, both at the front and the rear, which helps make it feel a lot more solid. Plus, Yakima has their textured nano finish on there. That textured finish is going to help keep things looking nice for longer. Any rock chips or scratches or scuffs that happen to be picked up won't be as visible because of the textured finish compared to something like a glossy box, which would show smudges, scratches, and defects a lot quicker and really aren't easy to clean off. But overall, I think the NX16 is a really solid box for the Kia Telluride. I would say that the 18 cubic foot version, the larger size, would also be an excellent fit just because the Telluride is a larger vehicle. And if you need the extra space, you can certainly accommodate it, and it's not going to look absurd on the roof. The one thing I would say is, depending on how you're using the box, you might consider some other options. Like if you're just using this for skis and snowboards, maybe go for a more low profile option. Thule has a ton of low profile boxes that would certainly match in quality and not add as much height to the roof. But if you're looking for a general road trip box that you can put a variety of things into, like some duffel bags, like some camping gear, and maybe stack that stuff up a bit more, then this is my pick personally. I've used it a lot myself, and it's never let me down, so I think the NX16 would be a really solid option for the 2024 Kia Telluride. Thanks for watching.